Next time you're up, stop by. We'll take you over to the Jimmy Stewart Museum, show you a good time over there. How's that?
Oh, that sounds great. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, there you go. Greg McCoy is on the line with us, and our conversation is brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Greg is a fitness expert. He owns the Hidden Gym. He's a certified personal trainer with more than 12 years of experience, training over 1,000 clients in 10 different countries. And I'm guessing not a single one of them is an aficionado of the Lion Diet, which is the reason we're talking with Greg today. He's going to tell us all about it. Greg, I was looking at this Lion Diet, which basically is eating all meats and particular kinds of meats, and that's just about it. The obvious question is, this can't be serious, can it?
It is, in fact, very serious. It's been around for, I would say, I first started hearing about it probably 5 years ago under the name the carnivore diet. And just recently, on TikTok and several influencers that are prescribing to this diet have kind of rebranded it as the Lion Diet, maybe a little cooler sounding, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's picking up some steam. So I'm looking forward to getting into it with you.
Well, why is it something that is getting some more notoriety? What is the Lion Diet, and does it supposedly do for you?
Yeah, so the Lion Diet is basically you only eat meat. You can put salt on the meat. You can drink coffee and water, I believe, is all that, if you're going to stick to it to a T, I believe that's all that's kind of allowed. So it was actually created, if you guys have been reading about gut health, that's been one of the big focuses over the last few years in diet and all of the problems that stem from an unhealthy gut. And this diet was created to help eliminate high inflammatory foods from your diet. Hopefully, I would assume, in a short-term setting, and then you're adding back food over time to try to eliminate what was bothering you. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where it came from. It's a ketogenic diet, meaning there's no carbohydrates. It's high in protein, it's high in fat, but no carbohydrates. But this is the most extreme form of ketogenic diet. You're not eating nuts, you're not eating butters or olive oil or any of those things. So it's extremely restrictive. It
also restricts vegetables and fruits and grains. Mm-hmm. Can that be healthy?
Not long term. So you introed and said none of my clients are on a carnivore diet, and that's actually not true. Unfortunately, we do have one person that is dedicated to the carnivore diet, and so we've been kind of working with her through that and trying to find some areas for her to compromise. But there's no fruits and vegetables. So the big issue there is that you're not getting any micronutrients. Those fruits and vegetables are basically multivitamins that are edible, and so that's going to help bolster your immune system, help with just overall health and well-being. And then the other big downside of this diet on a long-term basis is that there's no fiber in it. A lot of those vegetables, you're going to get a lot of fiber. A lot of your healthy carbohydrates, you're going to get a lot of fiber. And, no fiber in a week, in a day, not going to kill you in a week, not even in a month. But over time, there's just so much research about a high-fiber diet and its prevention of cancer and lowering cholesterol, which is, a big contributor to heart disease, which is the number one killer in Americans. So a low-fiber diet or a no-fiber diet over a long term is scary to me, and that's a big part of the reason we don't endorse this one.
It doesn't seem like it would, that being the case, that it would move things through your gut very well either without fiber.
Yeah, I can imagine. And this client that we do have hasn't really reported any of that to us. She seems to have fine digestion, but I would imagine in a lot of people, having protein that high without anything to help push it through the intestine is going to lead to some discomfort at some point.
Yeah.
But I would say the biggest side effect with her, and hopefully she's not listening because she doesn't live in Pennsylvania, but it's just being extremely grouchy. So, when you're not eating any kind of simple sugars or complex carbohydrates, that really helps with your mental clarity. Any ketogenic diet, you're going to have low energy. So it tends to make people a little on the grouchy side, and she's certainly a testament to that.
So maybe the lion diet has more to do with your attitude afterwards. You're grumpy as a lion.
Yeah, that's where it came from. You're roaring at people that say good morning to you.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So that being the case, and I think we can outright dismiss the lion diet as something that's going to be something that's a long-term solution for anybody, and maybe even a short-term solution for most. What should we be doing as we head into this brand new year of 2023, and all of the folks that have made resolutions that they're going to lose weight, they're going to get more fit, which can be two different things. Diet, exercise, the companion, the two companions there. What should we be thinking of as we get underway here in 2023?
There's a lot of things about what to do, but I would just say maybe a quick thing about what not to do might be actually easier. So when we have a new client that's wanting to make changes, one of the first things we do is try to eliminate some of the bad habits. And that's mainly the removal of excess sugars and liquid calories. Those are the two easiest places that people can make a very positive change in their diet. With liquid calories, they're basically hidden. I mean, that could be whether that's a sauce or a drink. Those calories add up quick, and they don't really take up any space in your stomach. You're not getting full from that, 1,000 calorie Starbucks that you had in the morning. You're still hungry when you finish it, even though you just ingested 1,000 calories. And then the removal of excess sugars. There's just really no need for it. And unless you're burning a ton of calories as a very active individual or as an athlete, there's really not a lot of room in the diet for sugar. And sugar can cause all kinds of raises and drops in your blood sugar, which is going to leave you kind of feeling scattered throughout the day. Sometimes you feel hyper, the other times you feel dead tired. So getting someone on this more balanced diet and removing those two easy places is one of my favorite places to start with people.
Greg, when we think about that and removing the liquid protein or the liquid calories and the sugars, there are a lot of drinks out there now that are promoting the fact that they're zero sugar and zero calorie. Does that necessarily mean that they're safer for you or better for you?
I would say yes and no. So, and I kind of get into these arguments sometimes with folks in our field, but are they the healthiest thing? No. There's ingredients in those drinks that you can't pronounce. That's usually not a good thing. Is it healthier for you than ingesting 40 to 50 grams of sugar in a drink? I would say absolutely yes. We as a country, we're nearly 50% of our country adult population has type 2 diabetes, which is adult onset and mainly caused because of a poor diet. I haven't heard of too many people dying from Splenda. So I really think it's just to pick your battles. I advise my clients if you really want one Diet Coke a day or one Diet Dr. Pepper, whatever your thing might be, then I advise them to do it, as it's better than the alternative. And that's the truth of the matter is that's not what's hurting us. It's diabetic-related illnesses and obesity that's hurting us. So I think we should address that first.
We should also address caffeine because I know that there are a lot of people who simply live by it, and I don't know that that's healthy either.
No, and that's one of the most simple but also hardest piece of advice to give out is to sleep more. We are under-rested also. We're staying up late watching TV. We're waking up early to go to work, so we're burning the candles at both ends, which makes us rely on something like caffeine. And so you're going to get some adrenal fatigue with too much caffeine. It's probably going to, depending on what time you cut off your caffeine, if you do, it could give you trouble going to bed at night, and it becomes this kind of cyclical issue. So, limiting caffeine is certainly good advice for a lot of reasons.
So we're talking diet here. Let's talk exercise a little bit as well, because people, and we talked about this with Eric Neal from our local YMCA last week. People will get that idea that it's January, I'm getting down to it, I'm going to turn 18 again, and I'm going to exercise like I was 18. We're not 18 anymore, Greg.
No, yeah, you certainly need to do something sensible for your goals and for where you are in life at that time. That being said, I do advise strength training for every demographic. At 18, you're probably trying to see how much you can do. Probably not something advised at 68. You want to, building strength is still good, but, you need to be more careful with the connective tissue and, things. You're not going to recover nearly as quickly or if at all. So you have to be very mindful of the exercises that you do. You still want to do some resistance training, especially in older age, because you're losing muscle mass year after year after year. which is going to slow down your metabolism. It's going to make you more frail as a person. You know, that muscle mass really is meant to hold your bones together, and give you some a more sturdy body. So it's important that you maintain your strength into older age.
Well, that being the case, and I've always wanted to ask somebody this who's in your business, the relationship between your ability to balance yourself and to, for instance, stand on one foot and stretch a little bit. We lose that as we get older. Is there a way that we can regain that, and does regaining that improve our overall health?
Yeah, it's the old adage: if you don't use it, you lose it. And you're going to lose those skills if you're not doing something. And so for a lot of people in their middle ages, they don't move side to side ever. And so that's when you have people on vacation that are tearing ACLs when they try to play basketball for the first time in 10 years. So, you know, if you're not moving side to side, you're going to have issues there. Same thing with what you talked about. If you haven't balanced, or you're not used to getting up and down off the ground because you don't have any really reason to do that anymore, those skills are going to go away. And so that's something that you should address in your exercise routine. And there's certainly ways to address all of that.
Yeah. All right. We're out of time with Greg McCoy. Greg, where are we going to learn more about you and Hidden Gym?
Yeah, you can find us on any social media outlet, but hiddengym.net is our website. We train clients in the Dallas area, but we also work with clients online and remotely.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks for spending some time with us today. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1.